Namaste, beloveds. This is Valerie Ames, aka Mother with Wisdom, and this is a very impromptu video. This video is in regards to something that I am bearing witness to, um, something that I have, how can I say this, that I've been looking forward to and that I've been praying for. And it's amazing to me how spirit works and who spirit chooses to work through. And, excuse me, I'm trying to straighten this. All right, there we go. um, Let me just get to it, beloveds. This video will be about the Oscars and Will Smith, Jada Pinkett Smith, and my 2 cents on everything that took place with Chris Rock, the stage, what Denzel said, how this is being portrayed, how so many different people are commenting on it and what is being said, and just a few things that kind of led me up to that point last night when I saw the video and this morning when I woke up. I've got a test to do, so if I am going a little fast or speaking fast, bear with me because I'm kind of, that's in my background playing that I've got to do that. But let me get to this, beloveds. This was the last thing that I posted on my Facebook page last night, and it was a beautiful picture. And the words by Rumi just took my breath away, as they always do, because just the depth of the spirit that is found within the words, between the words, because of the words, in the lines between the words seen and unseen. So this is what the last thing that was posted. When inward tenderness finds the secret hurt, pain itself will crack the rock, and let the soul emerge. Mevlana Rumi. And like I said, that was the last thing I posted on. I'm going to take this off in a minute. Let me start focusing on it. That was the last thing that I posted on Facebook. And shortly after that, I encountered the video. And I looked at the video and I watched it and I watched it and I rewatched it. And there was so many layers there. There was so much playing out. And the fact that it chose the Oscars to present itself in that moment to Will Smith being nominated for King Richard, for it being, in his words, about protecting the black women. With the so many, I connect the dots, beloveds. I see and look at things in a different way, I guess. And for me, everything is connected. Right now, what is going on with bringing a black woman onto the Supreme Court and having her attacked so blatantly, and having Cory Booker stand up for her, and other men as well stand up for her, means the world to me. We are going through divine change right now. Many don't understand that. There is a divine paradigm shift that is happening. And in that paradigm shift, the patriarch is being made to recognize the divine feminine once again, to respect the divine feminine once again, and to understand its origin through the essence of the womb and the woman, the human woman, through all the ranges and spectrums and frequencies and vibrations that exist in that maid, mother, crone aspect of the woman. And we're seeing this play out in so many ways, on so many stages, in so many books, in so many movies, in so many songs, in so many relationships, in so many companionships, in so many wars on all fronts. We're looking at, in the Middle East, women are not being allowed to be educated again. There's so much that is going on. You need to step back, detach your emotions, and look with your spiritual eyes at what is being shown to you. Listen with your spiritual ears what is being echoed to you. Nothing is new under the sun. And if, in order to bring about this divine paradigm shift in the most spiritually enhanced, collective, expansive form that we can, we have to be aware. We have to be present with our observation skills. And that means the mind has to be put over to the side. The mind, the thoughts, the feelings, the societal codes, the societal taboos, the societal this and that and that and that, rules, regulations, morals, boundaries, regulations, so forth. That has to be kind of pushed over there. And what has to be up front and center is a pure heart. A pure heart that is able not just to sit in judgment. That's not our role. Our role is to sit in discernment as spiritual beings, capable of expanding our own conscious awareness. Let me get to, again, I'm just going to read what was the last thing that I posted. And you can look at my Facebook page, Valerie Ames, what's there. And again, this was so profound. It even used Chris Rock's name. There's so much. Let me just read it one more time. When inward tenderness finds the secret hurt, pain itself will crack the rock, and let the soul emerge. Through my time as sharing my opinion publicly, as Mother with Wisdom, being spiritually led, and so forth and so on, if you look back at my different shows and my different expressions, Will and Jada has come up a lot in it. We are spiritually connected. They are part of the collective. I look at that and I take that very seriously. Um, Before I began to mature, there were things that I resented. There were things that I didn't understand because I was looking at it only through the mind's eye and through my own narcissistic feelings and judgments. And like I said, I've been stepping back from the judgment and being present more through discernment and observing just everything. And the red table has been such a feature in the dynamics um, of this very public couple. Their relationship is having an open relationship. What we see, what they present to us, the smiles, the togetherness, the so forth, so on, and what we don't see behind their closed doors. The discernment takes place in looking at just what is presented to us. But there's so much in the unseen realms that is there to teach us. And let me just get to it. Their relationship as a couple has been going through a lot. And I look at them as a direct link to the male female dynamics of this age, this time, this season, and where we're at, and what has been pushed forward, so to speak. And are they perfect? No. Do I look for them to be perfect? No. Do I look for them to be the example of what a spiritual relationship is? No. And yes. Because they have been selected to portray a certain image, a certain code, a certain spoken out front, in your face, rebellious kind of tone, frequency, spectrum. And then there's the undercurrent that propelled them into that energy frequency. And that comes from the inner child in each of them. As a empath, as a Hyoka empath, much is seen through the eyes of understanding the masks that people put on, whether they are aware of them or not. I'm trying to come up with the right word so that I'm not just rambling and babbling and keeping myself also in the time frame, beloveds. There is a lot there to unpack. There's a lot there to see. They have been in our public eye for a very long time. Their stories are very interwoven, not just with each other, but with the public eye. They set an example of what's the word I'm looking for? a certain freeness. With that freeness, there is a price. There's always a price. Freedom ain't free. With that freedom comes the public judgment. And we saw that last night. If you go back and you look at the clips and you look at Chris Rock, knowing that he is a comedian, a black comedian, knowing that the Oscars are just now welcoming black and brown faces into its own arena. Oh, it has nominated many, and there have been many in films and so forth and so on, but we're just now receiving this award, this honor, so to speak. And here you have this comedian doing what he does, making jokes based upon what he sees. He sees Jada Pinkett with a close-cut, shaven head and wearing green. And he makes the analogy of G.I. Jane. Now, I don't know if that had something to do with Demi Moore being with Ashton Kutcher, an older woman being with a younger man. There were so many different ways that comment, that off-the-cuff commentary, judgment, declaration, objectification was made. And I'm sure in Chris Rock's heart of hearts, he was not trying to be ruthless. Okay? But what he said struck a chord within Jada, who is an actress, who I saw the mask come down. I saw the grimace. I saw her retreat. I saw all her hurt and her pain well up as being a woman, being judged, having no hair, just the disrespect and the public opinion and being dragged. And I saw her literally like a ghost shrink into herself. And I saw Will see her. And I saw him get up before the camera showed. I saw Chris Rock's face like, oh shit. And I knew this man had got up. And he made his way to that stage and to Chris Rock. And with an open palm, what we used to call it, the old G's would call you and tell you, that's a bitch slap. You ain't doing it with a balled up fist to actually hurt and inflict pain. You're doing it with an open palm to let somebody know. Respect. Respect this. You're going to respect this. And when he got back to his seat, he said, keep my wife's name out of your mouth. Now, for old school, we recognize that, we respect that, we understand that, because that's what a man is. That's what a man does. A joke is one thing, and we can respect a joke. But when you hurt somebody that I love and I care for, you don't know what Jada had to do, what she had to do to go through to present herself to the public with a clean shaven head. You don't know what that did to her self-esteem, her sexuality, her unconditional love for herself. What battle she fought to get there and sit down next to that man and know that she's supporting her man. Knowing all of y'all know her business, their business. Knowing the comments, oh, he's weak, she did this, she did that. It was a marriage. They both stepped outside of their marriages. They both had their own arrangements and reasons and everything else that is their business. And I don't care if you think they putting their business out there for you to comment on and whatever else, and that you got the right. Bottom line, that's not your wife and that's not your husband. That's not your relationship. You just observing. You just in the peanut gallery, running your mouth. Most of you, like I said, aren't present enough to understand the spiritual growth that is taking place between them two individuals. You don't see how God is working with them. You didn't hear that man step up here and say, God is working through me in a higher frame, and I'm starting to see things from a man's perspective through this role of this black man who nobody respected, and he had to raise these daughters and put them out there in this world and take care of them because nobody else was going to. And he realized he had revelations. One of his revelations was his relationship with his wife and seeing her in a whole different perspective now. He knows her past. He knows what she has gone through. He knows what really hurts her. He knows what's behind that poker face. He knows the little girl behind that body. He knows all of that. He respects all of that. That's why he put a ring on it. That's why he stays in that relationship. While most of y'all, oh, I would have got a divorce. I would have did this. I would have did that. I would have did it. Both of them are two broken beings. They know where they come from. They know their roots. And they have committed to not leaving each other, to sticking it out and working it through no matter what. And you can say, oh, that's the business side. Hollywood put them together, this and that and that and that and that and that. At the bottom of the day, at the end of the day, those are two spirits being one. That ain't no easy thing to do. Look at this world. You can have all the judgment that you want. But if you're without sin, you going to cast them stones and throw them rocks and give your little 2 cents. But I'm here to tell you, you're being shown something through a spiritual lens that you need to recognize. There's a deep divine message in all of this. In every single movie that they have played, in every single picture they have taken, in every single image, in the expressions of their children, there's something there for you to see. They were selected spiritually to be put on display in this way. We call them stars. We look at them at the things that they have. Money, financial, dress, this and that and that. And we, oh. But baby, do you see the humanness? Do you see the hues of discontent? Do you see the hues of rebelliousness? Do you see the hues of unity? Do you see the hues of competitiveness? Do you see the hues of protectiveness? Do you see the hues of I got your back no matter what? Do you see the hues of I can't stand you? Do you understand all of that is what existence is? And existence ain't existence without it. And they are figuring out their mathematical formula of existence. And that is what is taking place before your eyes on a grand scale. And if you break it down and you look at every other relationship, the relationships of your mother and father, the relationship between you and your siblings, the relationship between you and your children, the relationship with you and your coworkers, the relationship with you and your government, the relationship with you and your clan, society, nation, ethnic identity, all of this, your relationship with your unconditional love with self as a spiritual being, all of this is interwoven. And all of this you're being said, told to look at, observe. Now, where you are in your own spirit, in your own spiritual maturity, is what you're going to see. Where you are in your own hurt and pain is what you're going to see. If you've been hurt by women and you just, then Jada's gonna be the villain. She's gonna be the bitch. She's gonna be the enemy. She's gonna be the one deserve everything she getting. She. If you're on the other hand and you're mad at men or you're mad at the male role, then Will is being a punk. Will is doing this. Will is whipped. Will is being played, or however you want to see Will. Will is being a man. Will is finally standing up. Will is facing what he needs to face in his relationships. Will is figuring it out spiritually. With everybody with a magnifying glass looking at him. Judging him. And he's realizing that this is the role he incarnated for. That's the beauty. But many of you can't see that and won't see it. That's the beauty. On the stage of the Oscars, to have this come out the way, a black man standing up for a black woman against another black man who's on a white stage representing something that, baby, y'all, like I say, peel the layers. Look at the layers. Look at what you're being shown. So many of y'all just take shit at face value. That's it. Well, didn't you see this happen? That's all you saw. That's all you heard. You didn't hear what he said when he got up there and spoke. You didn't see his face when he went down there and sat back in his chair and said, keep my wife's name out of your fucking mouth. Many of us is so keyed and programmed by drama and trauma that when spiritual stuff happens, it goes over our heads. And if we don't see it, we feel a certain way. Why do that make me feel like that? Why why am I upset about that? What is pulling it? What is that all about? It's about your roots being yanked, your spiritual roots being yanked by your ancestors. Cast off the judgment. You ain't no better than nobody else. You shitty, you messy, you stanky, you funky, you fucked up, just like everybody else. I don't care how you dress it up. I don't care what kind of perfume, Gucci, Beyonce, whatever smell you want to put on it. Funk is funk. Messy is messy. And if you think you walking and incarnated on this earth and you ain't messy, that you ain't funky, baby, you are truly delusional. And if you look in this, well, they more funkier than me. They more fucked up than me. They more messed up than I am. I'm better than them because I ain't as messed up as. Hues, rays, different levels, different colors. Some spectrums you can see, some are bold colors, some are pastel, some can't even be seen with the human eye. But that don't mean it's not there and still vibrating and still influencing. Learn to paint with all the colors. Learn to see with all the colors. Stop judging. Well, I'm this color right here. That's my favorite one. That's it. And you got how many more crayons in the box? Also, last night on Facebook, what came up was one of my poems. And it's called The Cosmic Alchemy Essence Divine. And I'm going to read it because it called to me when I knew I was going to do this show, to make this video, and I went to get this Rumi, when inward tenderness finds the secret hurt. When inward tenderness, when your inward, when you allow yourself to be real, you allow yourself to be tender. You know that song, Try a Little Tenderness? When you allow that tenderness, that gentleness, that unconditional love to flow through you, and you see the secret hurt, that person could be done pissed you off. You be ready to slap them, chicken choke the hell out of them. But you see with something deep inside of you, they acting and reacting and speaking like that, or silent like that, or got that mask on because of what? Because of pain. The tenderness in you empathizes, sympathizes, and has compassion for the pain in them. And in that moment, you connect with them spiritually because you're one, because you can recognize and identify that. And you know what you want in that moment. You know you want some tenderness. You want some comfort. You want some companionship. You want some realness. And if you got it in you and you true at all, you show it. Even if it's rejected, even if they in a place where they can't receive it, give it. It don't cost you nothing to give it. When inward tenderness finds the secret hurt, pain itself will crack the rock. Pain itself, when it is recognized, will crack the rock, will split it, will, what is stone, unbreakable, will split will splinter, will crack, bust wide open. Because the pain is felt, it's been expressed, it's recognized. It's exposed. Spirit wants me to say exposed. The exposure of your pain cracks the rock. And once the rock has been cracked, it says it lets the soul emerge. So as a child, the amber fossils with the bugs inside used to fascinate me beyond words, because I understood they were whole and intact. Their bodies were whole and intact in this amber thing. And they were just there. And you could hold it and look at them and look at it from different angles, degrees, and see them frozen in this amber rock. Thousands of years later. It used to always just touch me. Here we go. Let me get to this because I want to get done. Cosmic alchemy, essence divine. In this, the temple of my familiar parts speak out about the present state of my affairs. I sit back and I listen. Sofia reminds me, handle with care. One by one, they march forth, head held high, descending from above, yet anchored to the sky. As they take the witness stand, each with a document held in the right hand, swearing upon mystical parchment, scribed in ancestral genetic DNA codes, time merges as linear definitions erode. Baby, this busts me open, because this was written so many years ago by me in a state of emotional whatever was flowing. And then, like I said, for it to be all come forth last night after what I had witnessed and bringing forth today, it blows my mind, beloved. I'm spiritual enough where I can connect the dots. I'm understanding that there's something much deeper here that I need to see. And I'm sharing it. In languages, dialects, and vernaculars, one and all do they speak, giving musical notes to the weak, some quiet, some loud, some ghetto, some elegant sophistication, some wise, some emitting such frequencies I feel my vibration rise, some foolish, some whine, bitch, and moan. Others offer solutions and restitutions as others take this opportunity to give up the ghost. To give up the ghost. While most point their fingers, blaming all on the host. I am reminded how we began cosmic alchemy, essence divine, a gazillion bees, one collective mind. Express me the directive, a mustard seed out of a molehill blind. I, the original mountain that must be scaled and climbed. Know thyself, the sacred mantra. Positive and negative, the ultimate divide. Out of fear rose hate. Our of love. Out of love rose hope, the primary Pandora's box, all needed to broaden the scope. In this, the temple of my familiar, parts speak out about the present state of my affairs. I sit back and I listen. Sofia reminds me, handle with care. One by one, March 4th, head held high, March, spring. I just did this whole thing about the rabbit, this other video before this one. The rabbit with their head held high. Baby, descended one by one. March 4th, head held high, descending from above, yet anchored to the sky. They falling like fallen angels, but they anchored to the sky. Now, you know the anchor usually anchors you down below. This is anchoring you up above to up above. Listen. This is more than me. Like I said, this is so synchronistic right now. As they take the witness stand, each with a document held in the right hand, swearing, now in the right hand, not just the right hand, but the right hand. Spirit is giving it to the right hand to hold it, to hold this sacred space right here, to hold this vibration and to show it so it can be observed. It's put in the right place, in the right hand. Swearing upon mystical parchment scribed in ancestral genetic DNA codes. I ain't got to break that down. Scribed, written in ancestral genetic DNA codes. What was I speaking of? That male and that female? Union, reunion, respecting each other, coming to see. The divine feminine being raised back into the seat of judgment, the highest judgment in the land. Baby, recognize what's going on. Recognize and understand the correlation of this war in Ukraine with that. Tie it all together. See it all as one. Know it as one. Notice this is about an attack on the divine feminine essence. Because man takes a woman. Putin is taking Ukraine. That's what he's trying to do. And these other men are saying, no, we're not finna let you take her. You can't have her. There is a line. And if you cross this line, World War III is coming at you, baby. Yes. We see you. But you cross that line and you mighty close. But you cross that line and we calling your bluff. And we coming for you. As they take the witness stand, each with a document held in the right hand, swearing upon mystical parchment, scribed in ancestral genetic DNA codes, time merges as linear definitions erode. That patriarchal bullshit that's been going on for so long, so many centuries, through the religious dogma, through the rape, violence, pillaging, taking, rendering, ripping apart. That's finna erode. Because there are men that are now going to do what? Going to stand, men and women, excuse me, that are going to stand up and say, no, not on my watch. You're not raping, you're not pillaging, you're not murdering, you're not butchering, you're not killing, you're not spilling that in, you're not spilling it. And I don't care what they did, what they said, what you're not doing it. The circle completes itself. Justice is not blind. The lesson is whole. It can only be learned with a universal mind. Energy is the essence. One mind is the sphere. Spiritual sight is restored to all who arrive and meet up here. This was written in 2012 by me. 2012, beloveds. How many years ago is that? What was going on with Will and Jada then? What is going on now? My 2 cents. 2012, 2022. That's a lot of damn twos. Baby, there is so much going on right now that I hope with all of my being that you are able to expand your conscious awareness through what you are observing and what you are witnessing, because it is all for your benefit. Each and every encounter, syllable, symphony, sound, image, sight, smell, taste is for you. That's love. That's unconditional love for you to get your little shitty self together. Everybody's shitty. Ain't nobody more shittier than nobody else. Existence exists. It's there to show you the contrast. It's there to show you the difference in the hues and the frequencies and the vibrations and the tones. That open hand versus that hand like this. He didn't knock that man down. He didn't beat him down. He didn't kick him. He didn't cut him. He didn't shoot him. With an open hand. And with a pop. My wife. Respect her. Mine. Respect her. I don't give a damn what she did. I don't give a damn if she put it all out there for everybody to see. I don't care what you think about it. I don't give a damn. Mine. You hurt her. And she's strong as hell, and she put that baby, because you on this white man stage, because you think it's funny, it's a joke, you want people to laugh. Mine. Not on my watch. I can't. My spirit won't let me sit here. And when spirit move you, baby, you gonna move. You gonna get your ass up. And everything else, after that, you deal with it. But in that moment, you are spirit filled. You on a real mission. Okay? And people, like I said, they're going to look at that. Well, he should have controlled himself. He should have did this. And, well, he's saying that God is using him and he up here slapping people and... Go read your Bible and see what David did to people. Go see what Moses did to people. Go see what Jesus did to people. Okay? You don't have a clue. You need to get one. You need to get a couple. If this world, this man's world, this energy is going to change, who the hell do you think is going to change it? You still waiting for magical butterflies or something to happen to just, boop, it's all better now, see? Grow up. Mature. Burst through that dirt. Your roots is already down there. You come up. They waiting on you to rise up. Raise your ass up to the sun, baby. Go up. Ascend. Acknowledge that you're shitty. Acknowledge that you're going to shit on yourself again. Clean it up. Go around funky till you can't stand it no more. Till you can't stand it. Not what somebody else gonna, girl. When the last time you need some deodorant? What? I'm going through a process right now. I'm learning my own funk. The power of my own funk. Okay. I'm identifying, I'm learning, I'm going through something. I'm in it to win it. And I got to smell it and I got to know it and I got to be real good with it to know that it's mine. Remember the elders, the old people used, oh, you smelling yourself now? You think you know? You smelling yourself now. Mm. So before all of that, you had no clue. But now all of a sudden you smelling yourself and you, oh, I'm this now. I look good and I you smelling yourself now, huh? Okay. Keep living. Keep existing. You ain't seen nothing yet, baby. But see. And don't just see. Know what you see. Know that everything is spiritual. And if you don't see the spiritual in it, of it, the lesson of it, nothing, then you're missing the whole point of incarnating and being here. You're just lost and going with the motion. You're going with the herd. Stand out, stand up. Help somebody else up. That's how you change the paradigm. That's how you expand conscious awareness. You speak to it. You address it. With an open hand, with a closed fist, whatever you got to do, you address it. In your maturity, you address it. And you can say afterwards, I could have did that in a better way, but at the time, it was what it was. It is what it is. And I didn't have that intellect or that spirit about me or that calmness to deal with it in that moment. I dealt with it the best I could, but I had to act. There's been times as parents when you have lost your temper with your children, Or as a child, your parents have lost their temper with you. You knew that you went too far. Oh shit, went too far. Chris Rock went too far. Whether he understands that, and I'm sure he does. As a man with children and little girls, little black girls, dealing with hair, that's some Willie Lynch shit, like I said. Braid it together. Examine it. Look at it. See all of it. Don't just see this piece and don't see that piece over there. See all of it. Okay, beloveds, that is going to do it for this video. Thank you so much. Namaste. I love you. And I don't know what will be coming after this one, but it is what it is. And unconditional love in our maturing, in our expanding our conscious awareness as a collective. Look at those who are telling you that they are conscious beings. Are they living in conscious ways? Are they expressing the true spiritual consciousness that they are preaching out of their mouths? Or are they exploiting? Are they using? Are they hurting? And doing it all in the name of consciousness. It's all for your benefit. Don't blame them. Thank them for showing you, for holding that space. Whether it's black, midnight, pitch dark, the shadow of death in. Thank you for the contrast. Understand, observe. Your conscious awareness. Come to it with unconditional love and recognize it, respect it, love it as the divine infant that it is. And you're the caregiver. But if you are distracted, you can't care for it. The wages of sin is death. So you keep dying and keep being reincarnated and keep going and going and going and going and going until you stop the cycle. You stop the madness. Okay, beloveds, that is going to do it. Namaste. And again, you can Google Mother Wit Wisdom, MUTHAWITWISDOM. Mother Wit Wisdom. And that's the name Spirit gave me a long time ago. Valerie Ames on YouTube, Mother Wit Wisdom on YouTube. Valerie Ames, Mother Wit Wisdom on Blog Talk Radio. I've been doing this for over 13 years. That's blowing my mind. It's blowing my mind, babies. It's blowing my mind. And so 13 is a 4. 13 is also a mystical number within itself. So much is going on, beloveds. We are living in very divine times. Okay? Please recognize yourself. Please understand why you incarnated in this space, in this time. You are contributing to the frequency, to the spectrum, to the hues of the collective. right now with your conscious awareness. You're either raising it or lowering it. You choose. Thank you, beloveds. And that's going to do it for me. Namaste.